Hello students. So today we are going to discuss about how to approach NEET-UG 2024 exam. And here, before starting this, I just want to say that each and every student, they are having their own view about this exam. So we have the best intention. Our intention is to help these students to excel in this NEET exam. So please go through all these instructions so that it will help you to attend this exam. Mentally you will become strong so that you will get an idea how to approach this exam and how to approach each and every question. So our intention is to provide you the best advices, but every student is different and their view is different, their aim is different. So just after hearing or after going through this class, just take decisions. Like find out your weak areas of the subjects and find out in which portion you can excel. So according to that, your preparation and your mindset should be according to all these things. Okay, so just move to our topic. Like we are starting with the points how to attempt this NEET 2024 exam. So mainly we are going to discuss like just an overall pattern about this exam, then exam date, time, then exam pattern, how is this exam pattern, and about the mark distribution and marking scheme, then biology topic wise distribution, and how to divide your time. See, the time management, that's very important, not only for this exam, for all exam, it's a very important thing. Okay, and last minute preparation, what and all you should keep in your mind. See, first and the foremost thing which I want to tell my students, that is, you should be relaxed. Okay, don't get tensed. That will not help you. So relaxed mind will give you more energy and more result. Okay, so let's move to the topic. Like NEET exam, you know that NEET exam pattern, like this national eligibility cum entrance test, or this NEET is a very important exam for the medical students, those who are interested in the medical field. And this is the main exam, or this is a gateway for admission to different undergraduate medical and dental courses which is offered across India or across the country. And NEET exam 2024, this evaluates the candidate's knowledge in different subjects like physics, chemistry and biology. Okay, so our aim is to excel in this NEET exam. To excel in this NEET exam 2024, it is very difficult to understand the NEET exam pattern, and according to the pattern you have to prepare yourself. And as for the NEET exam pattern, 3 subjects are there, right? 3 subjects will be asked in the exam, like physics, chemistry and biology, and each subject will be having some minimum number of questions from all these sessions. So to clear the NEET exam, we know the NEET exam pattern that you should understand very well. And the students who are looking for the graduate and postgraduate medical and dentistry program, in that the National Testing Agency in India, that agency administers the NEET exam, and that covers the MBBS and BDS courses in both private and public colleges which they are offering. So NEET exam has a one-tiered scoring system. Okay, that's a very important thing we should keep in mind. So candidate, those who are interested to get admission for the medical or dental courses, they should understand the NEET exam pattern very well, and according to that pattern, some effort from their side should be there, some effective preparations should be there. So as an overview, we can say NEET exam 2024 national eligibility entrance test, and this is conducted by or organized by National Testing Agency, and this is a national level exam which is a medical entrance exam. And through this you will get MBBS, BDS, BAMS, BSMS, BUMS and BHMS and nursing course admission, and colleges, all medical colleges in India you will get admission, and this mode of exam that is offline. Clear? So here, this NEET exam, one more point we need to say that that has taken over the position of All India Pre-Medical Test for the medical school admission, and Supreme Court has decided that only criteria for admission to these universities across nation, which is offering the graduate and postgraduate level medical program, that is based on the NEET mark. So this NEET-UG entrance test, for that you have to perform well to get the admission. Additionally, this NEET exam that has replaced the entrance exam which is administered by JIPMA and AIMS. Okay, so here this one and only exam will make you to get admission for all the medical courses here we have mentioned. Okay. Next, the date of exam we said it's on 5th May 2024, and exam duration that's from 2 p.m. to 5:20 p.m. 3 hours 20 minutes. Your examination time will be 3 hours and 20 minutes. And in the examination room, you should reach by 1:15 p.m. Your exam is starting by 2 p.m., but you should reach there by 1:15 p.m. So first thing which we need to learn is you have to reach your examination center before this examination time, or the sitting time is 1:15 p.m. You have to sit there by this time. Okay, because if you are becoming little bit late, again you'll get tensed, everything you'll become in extreme tension, you'll get confused. So along with that, your answers or the portions which you have studied, that also will get that effect, right? So the last entry in the examination hall as per NEET timing, that is 1:30 p.m. So 1:30 p.m. you will get the last entry. After that, they will not allow you to enter inside the examination hall, because after sitting inside the examination hall, there are so many procedures. So announcement of important instructions and checking of the admit cards by invigilator, that is done from 1:30 to 1:45 p.m. Okay, there will be an invigilator in your examination hall, so you can ask the doubt wherever you're getting confused, to fill the OMR or to fill the details, or if you have any doubt regarding the examination, you can ask the invigilator. So for all those, they will give a time. So you should be there at 1:30. You have to enter, because 1:30 to 1:45, they will check the admit cards. Invigilator will be checking the admit card, and then they will be after 1:45, they'll distribute the test booklet and writing of particular details on the test book. But that booklet you have to fill with your number, and other details, and invigilator will check that, invigilator will sign on that. So everything will be done during that period or during that time. So that will be done around 1:50 p.m. Okay, and starting time of the examination, that is 2 p.m. They will give you the booklet, but you are not supposed to open that. You can write the exam. The writing time will start at 2 p.m. Okay, and around 5:20 p.m. you have to return all these things. You can conclude your exam. Clear? So first and foremost thing which I want to tell you that reach the examination center on time and enter inside the examination hall at right time so that all your confusions, or if you are having any doubts regarding the exam, you can discuss with the invigilator and you'll get sufficient time to relax. So don't go in a hurry-burry way. Get time to relax. Okay. Inside the examination hall, you're sitting and you're relaxing for another 5 to 10 minutes. Be cool. Make your mind calm and quiet, because in the last half an hour, you're not going to read or not going to get extra marks. So whatever you have read, relax your mind and go inside the examination hall within time. Listen to their explanations, and they will give some suggestions to write the exam. So listen carefully all those things, and that will help you to attend the exam without making any mistakes. Okay. Then students should be familiar with the NEET exam pattern and NEET exam syllabus to effectively prepare for the test. Right. So the National Eligibility Cum Entrance Test, or the NEET, this is offline test, and you know that it's for 3 hours 20 minutes time limit and 180 multiple choice questions that will be from physics, chemistry and biology. So 180 should be answered and total questions will be 200, and out of that you have to answer 180 questions from all these subjects. Okay, and how the questions will be, and each section how many questions will be there, and from that how many you should answer, everything they will give in detail in the booklet. Next, we need to tell about the exam pattern, NEET exam pattern. Here, this NEET exam, we said you should be very clear with the syllabus, and the course outline will serve as the foundation for the NEET 2024 question paper. And every section, that means every section of NEET 2024 question, that will be having a choice. There will be a choice in section B. Okay. As per the decision of National Testing Agency, there will be a choice of questions, and NEET exam pattern 2024, that is divided into 2 parts. Each subject is having 2 sections. That means physics, chemistry and biology. In physics, you will get 35 questions in section A and 15 questions in section B. In the same way, chemistry also you'll get 35 in section A, 15 in section B. And in the same way, in biology, you will get 35 plus 15 questions from zoology and 35 plus 15 questions from plant science. Okay, so 45 questions, 45 from zoology side and 45 from botany side you will get in biology. Okay, so candidate could attempt any 10 of 15 questions. Here you are getting in section B, you are getting 15 questions. So out of that, you can answer any 10 questions in section B in each subject. So as a result, there will be same amount of question overall. Okay. Then here an additional 20 minutes were added this time. See, we can see here 3 hours and 20 minutes, right? So that 20 minutes were added this time to bring the total time for Neet-UG 2024 to 200 minutes. Clear? Only the first 10 questions. We said in session B, you will get 15 questions, but out of that, only 10 questions from session B will be evaluated. And if candidates are writing more questions, more than 10 questions in each session from the B session of each subject, only the first 10 questions will be evaluated. So while writing the questions, make sure that you are clear with the answer. Only those questions you should attempt. Okay. So don't mark all the 15 questions. Okay, because they'll evaluate. If you are marking all the 15 questions, that shows the overconfidence. right? Only the first 10 questions they will evaluate, and in that first 10 questions, any mistakes are there, they will not count all those things. They will not go for the selection of the correctly answered questions. They will not mind, because that is coming later after this 10 questions. So they will count only the first 10 questions. So be careful, be intelligent in those things, because unnecessarily don't mark the questions, don't mark the answers which you are not clear. Okay. And another thing here, we need to say that the students have to attempt only 10 questions out of 15 questions in B section of each subject. That repeatedly I'm saying, because their marking scheme, 4 marks you will get for each correct answer, right? And for wrong answer, 1 mark will be deducted. Okay, they will count that wrongly answered question and you will lose 1 mark. Okay, an unanswered question means that is 0 marks. There you are not losing any mark if you are not answering. Okay, so the maximum marks 720. So NEET score calculation, that means total number of correct answers, that is equal to the NEET score. Okay, for each question you are getting 4 marks, and each wrong answer you are getting -1. Okay, if you are not marking any wrong answers, whatever marks you are scoring, that will be there. But if you are taking a chance, you are reading one question and you are 50-50 in that answer, you are not confirmed, or you don't know the exact right answer, but you are going to take a chance, you are going to mark that question, means by chance if it is going wrong, you will lose 1 mark. But if you are not touching that question, you are not going to lose any marks. Okay, so you should be careful. And here, say like this one OMR sheet you will get, you can write your physics, chemistry and biology. In biology, first botany questions and zoology questions you will get. So like this one OMR sheet will be given for you. That's why I said reach in the hall at right time, because here you have to fill so many things, right? Your register number, everything you have to fill, sender code will be there, and so many invigilator signature. Here you can see the student signature. So if you're coming in the last moment and you are totally confused, you may make several mistakes. Okay, so to avoid all those things, keep your mind relaxed. So reach on time, and you should be cool inside the examination hall and read each and every instruction. If you're getting confused, read it 2 or 3 times, each and everything. Read carefully, and again you're getting confused, take the help of the invigilator, and you can smoothly write the exam and come out of that hall. Okay, so unnecessarily don't make a situation to lose your mark. So here we need to say that each subject, physics, chemistry, botany, zoology. So this 3rd and 4th, that together will biology. In that you will get 35 questions in section A, and in section B 15 questions. In zoology section A 35 questions, and section B 15 questions. In physics you will get 35 plus 15, and in chemistry you will get 35 plus 15. So in this section B, you have an option, you can take only 10 questions from each one. That if whichever question you are clear, go for only those questions. So there is a less chance for negative marks. Okay, so 35 questions plus 15 questions. So you'll get 140 plus 40. Again, in chemistry also 140 plus 40, and in botany 140 plus 40, zoology 140 plus 40. So here you can note down 1 point. From biology you are getting more marks, right? You are getting more questions, multiple choice questions from biology. So those who are weak in physics and chemistry, just attend biology questions, prepare more for biology and attend more questions from biology, so that your score will be more. Clear? Here, total of 200 multiple choice objective type questions will be there. Out of that, candidates are required to answer 180 MCQs. So this NEET exam 2024 will be graded on total of 720 marks. So each subject, from this you can note down, each subject is divided into two sections, section A and section B. Section A, that is having 35 questions, section B 15 questions. Again, within section B, candidate need to answer only 10 questions, and the question paper will be based on the syllabus of physics, chemistry and biology from 11th and 12th. So you will be knowing which chapter or which topic is easy for you and what is the weightage of that. Based on that, you should prepare. So candidate will receive 4 marks for each correct answer, and there will be deduction of 1 mark for every incorrect answer. And it's very important to note down that once the answers are marked on the NEET OMR sheet, they cannot be changed, right? You cannot change the answer. So again, if question is not attempted or it is not answered, no marks for that. Okay. And here we said the marks of each question. So be careful while marking the answers. Clear? So next we need to move like examination pattern and total marks. Again, subject wise I'm dividing and saying here maximum 720 marks are required for this NEET exam, and that consists of 180 question, and that is each question is having 4 marks, and part A and part B that will be there in the recent format, NEET format. Okay. And in section A, under section A, 35 questions are asked for physics, chemistry, zoology and botany. Here you can see section A and section B. So in each one, section A is having 35 questions, and both the sections, section A and section B, both are having negative marking also for the wrong answers, right? So this section A part that doesn't have any choice. Okay, but about section A and B both have negative marking and total of 140 marks for 35 questions. Okay. Next, section B. About section B, if you are saying out of 15 questions which are offered to the candidate need to attend only 10 questions. Only the first 10 questions which you have marked or which you have attempted, that will be considered for evaluation. And after that, the first 10 questions you are marking and next 5 questions you are leaving. Only that first 10 questions will be marked. And by chance, a student is marking all the 15 questions, only first 10 will be considered, right? In that, wrong answers will be there. If you have doubt, then don't go for wrong attempts. So only the first 10 questions in a candidate's attempts will be considered if they have attempted more than 10. Then the maximum number of points that may be earned in this segment B, that is 40. That means 10 questions into 4 marks for each. That is 40 points. This each section like physics, chemistry, biology, in that zoology and botany, that can be passed with a total score of 140 plus 40, 180. Okay. And each of the 180 marks for the physics, chemistry and biology section, that is combined with the 360 marks of biology. Here 180 plus 180 in biology, zoology for 180, botany for 180. So here you are getting 360 marks biology questions. Okay, and chemistry are getting 180 marks question, physics 180 marks question. Okay, so the total score that is 720 and total number of questions to be answered, that is 180. Clear? So we said correct answer you will get 4 marks, incorrect answer -1, questions with more than one response, that is also. See, if you are marking like this 2 options for one question, that also will give the wrong answer. Okay, so that again you are going to lose 1 mark. Unanswered questions, you are not going to get lose or gain marks. Extra attempted questions, for that also you are not going to get the marks. Next, topic wise distribution we need to tell. See, in the NEET examination, one important thing which we need to remember, biology is having a great role in the NEET exam. So biology is the game changer in the NEET examination. So that special emphasis or importance we have to give for this biology subject. So total of 100 questions are asked from the NEET exam, with 50 questions from botany and zoology. So these candidates also are preparing for NEET exam, they can refer this table. Here I have given one table. So according to the weightage of the chapter, you should prepare. So we'll be preparing. See, almost we have covered all the portions, and before 1 week or 10 days, just we want to go through all the chapters. Okay, and one important thing I want to tell, that before NEET exam, just before 2 or 3 days, don't read all the topics and don't make your mind in confusion. Okay, your brain should get relaxation time from all these things. Okay, so now by this time you could have made some short notes or something. So read all those short notes, and in whichever topic or whichever chapter you're more interested or you're more clear with, go through such topics. Those most confused topic, don't touch those topics now, because that will, you may lose confidence, because I don't know all these things, I'm not going to get any answer from this chapter. You will get such thoughts. So don't attend or don't touch such topics, because that will affect your confidence level. So here I'm saying, from the biology, the topic-wide distribution, diversity of living organism, that is having 12% weightage in the NEET examination. Then structural organization in plants and animals is having 9%, cell structure and function 8%, plant physiology 8%, human physiology 16%. So here, this kind of chapters you should target, and you should not leave those chapters. Okay, those chapters you must learn. So a brilliant student should target in that way. The chapters which are having more weightage, they should not leave. They have to find out the time to read those chapters. And you should read the short notes of these chapters before the exam. So like this, in physics, chemistry, in those subjects also you'll be having some chapters. This weightage will be there, such kind of chapters will be there. So those chapters you should revise. At least you should go through the main notes of that chapter before the exam. Just not the previous day of exam. Before that, you should have a plan. Okay, then if you're going through the class 12th chapters, there also reproduction, that is having 11%, genetics and evolution 13%, and biology and human welfare 9%, biotechnology and its application 4%, ecology and environment 10%. Okay, and biotechnology and application, here we are getting only 4%. So only the main concepts you can learn, the technologies and those things. If you are learning, that will be enough. Okay, don't spend more time for the chapters which are having less weightage. That will be just wastage of time. You should know, because here in the NEET exam, you're not going to write any essay type question, right? It's just application of one theory or one point, right? So you have to understand the concept, and you should know how to apply that for solving a question. So in that way, you should prepare yourself for the exam. Next, we know that how to divide time between subjects of NEET. So here, See, if you're considering all the subjects of this paper and subject related points, for physics, 1 hour. So physics, you know that is the most time consuming and challenging section, right? For most of the students. Because you know that in physics you will get problems. So you need time for calculations. And that kind of questions will take so much time. Right? And for chemistry, again for chemistry, that also may take 1 hour or less than 1 hour. Right? So compared to physics, this is less time consuming subject. But you have to try to attempt this in 50 to 55 minutes. So set these kind of targets, right? Within 1 hour, you are going to complete physics. Within 1 hour, you are going to complete chemistry. And see, if you're attending physics session, just go through the questions. If you don't know most of the questions, don't get tensed. Just go to the next session of chemistry. There, whichever questions, say physics session, whichever question you are clear with, only mark those questions. Then go to the next session. Within 15 minutes or half an hour, you are completing the physics session on only you know those many questions from that. Don't get tensed. Write only the clear questions, answer for the clear questions, then go to the next session, chemistry. And there also, you are a bit getting confused and you are clear with only few questions. Answer those questions, move to biology. Here, biology means there won't be much calculations. Biology, that means almost the questions will be concept based and there will be direct questions. So some questions you need a little more time, like match the following, like that some question will be there, matching will be there, and some reasoning type question will be there, some assertion type questions will be there. So in all these session, you can handle with 40 to 45 minutes. So plan this to 40 to 45 minutes or 50 minutes maximum. Okay, so here you can read the question carefully, each and every question, read it carefully, because some terms will be there which is not coming under this. So that not, you should give attention to that not, or which is the exception from this. That exception, that word should be there in your mind. Okay, otherwise you will get a chance or you may choose a wrong answer. Okay, so such kind of wordings, confusing wordings, you should give clear attention to such things. Okay, then here you are getting the biology session also, you are finishing. Again, you have so much of time because you didn't spend 1 hour for physics, you didn't spend 1 hour for chemistry. So their balanced timing is there. Balanced time is there for you from those. Then OMR sheet bubbling. See, this OMR sheet bubbling, that you have to give clear attention, because one wrong move, that, see, you know the correct answer. And if you're not rightly bubbling that will give -1 mark, right? So students, you should keep a time frame for all these things. So you're not using physics completely 1 hour, then moving to chemistry, their balance time is there. From which time you're starting, from there another 1 hour you should complete chemistry. And again, in chemistry also you're not using time. Next 45 minutes, only 45 minutes you should use for biology. Okay, but you're getting, there one advantage is that you are getting more marks, because that is having direct question and concept based question. And if you're good in biology, prepare well for that. And you're good in chemistry, that also you prepare, so that your score will increase. And here, after answering all these things, you have enough time, then go back to the physics one, and there if you need some calculation and if you are ready with the calculation, go for such questions and attend such questions. You will be very clear. See, after writing so many exams, slowly you will get into that exam, right? So first tension won't be there if you're answering the biology session, right? Because already you have gone through so many questions. and you know it, you have to write the exam, you have to complete the exam. So slowly you will be into that exam. So again, you're going back to physics question after completing all this section, which and all you need to fill. First 35 questions, you have answered only 15 questions, means again, you have to complete. Slowly read the questions and be clear with the questions. If you are sure with the questions, mark those. And if you need calculation, go for such things. In a relaxed mind, you should do all these. Clear? Next, these are some last minute preparation tips which I need to tell you. First thing you should keep in mind is, first point which I want to tell is, health is wealth. That is 100% true. Health is wealth. A healthy body is the platform for flourishing a healthy mind. Okay. See, so many activities will be there during this examination time. I know that as a normal student, I know we'll be spending so much time for this studies and attending coaching classes, taking mock tests, then analyzing those. So you need to balance the preparation phase with all these activities, right? So do not forget about your health. Maybe it may be the physical health or mental health. Before examination, you should relax your mind and you should build up a strong mentality, because make sure that you're going to attend one exam, one serious exam, which is going to be a turning point in your life, right? So if you're clearing the NEET exam, you will go to that field. Otherwise, you may have to choose some other field. So be clear with the NEET exam, the risk of that NEET exam, and if you're clearing, it is going to change your future. So be prepared for the exam. Keep a positive attitude towards this exam. So many people have attended this exam, right? And so many have cleared this exam. And this is the route changing exam of your life, because you are entirely shifting your career to one side, right? So don't get tensed. Don't get confused. Prepare your mind for the exam. So don't skip your meals or sleep during the preparation phase, especially in the last few days of this NEET exam. Because if you're skipping your meal, you are not getting extra answers, you are not getting extra marks. Instead of that, your health will become very worst, so that it will give a bad effect. If you're becoming sick, you cannot attend the exam. So don't go for such risky processes. Be cool, be relaxed. Keep your health as a precious thing for this exam. Okay. And in the last minute, just before the exam, in the previous day and all, don't skip your sleep, because within one day, you are not going to learn the whole syllabus. Okay. So make sure that you are following an exact pattern, healthy pattern of studies. And here, next point, refrain from starting new topics. Okay. See, the syllabus of NEET 2024 exam, that is very vast, and it's not possible to read everything from the NEET exam book. So you have missed an important chapter. Refrain from the starting anything new during this last few days. Okay. By chance, you couldn't attend that chapter, just leave it. New chapters and new concepts don't bring into your brain during the last days. Okay. So apart from studying a complete new chapter, you have you need to make new notes, and you need to solve relevant questions from various question banks and all. So this is a time-taking process. So this time, something that student doesn't have that much time. So what you should do, if you have something new, then just go for a short studies, like make the main concepts, only go through the main concepts of the chapter. Don't go for a vast study, it's not possible. So if you want to learn something from that chapter, just go for a crash course note or something from that chapter. Okay. Next, third one, formula, diagrams, tables, and graphs. See, information which is present in the form of graph, table, diagram, and all, that is easy to remember. Okay. So you can cover a lot more than with the help of this. Right. So flow charts, then diagrams about all the topics which is covering, which is coming under one chapter. So like that, those things and all will help you to retain the steps of some processes. And if some topics you are finding some topics are difficult, making such short notes and flow charts, that will help you to boost your memory. And you can put charts of some important formula, table, all those things, and every day you are revising that. When you are reaching on the day of exam, it will be easy for you. At least you can remember something, 90% of that flow chart or that short notes. Okay, so practice such good habits for your exam. Next comes the revision. The fourth point which I have mentioned is revision. So you must have studied every chapter before the examination, but everything you won't be able to recollect, right? So before the examination day, just go through. It's important to revise before the examination. So last few days before the examination should be a mix of using NEET revision, doubt solving, then taking mock test. Okay. And one more thing I want to mention here, some students, like our friends, will be preparing, they'll be doing all the stepwise process, but we are not into that track. And whatever they are doing, we are trying to repeat. I'm also doing some mock test and I'm getting very less mark. Don't lose confidence there, because the same question paper is not going to come for the NEET exam. So each and everything you should take in a positive way. So if you are not clear with one chapter, don't lose your heart there. You should remember that all the questions are not from the same chapter. Okay. And whichever question you're not clear, just go through the important questions of the chapter. If you're getting time, revise that once again. But don't think that you will lose this exam. No, never. It will never happen. Always you will get a chance. Okay. But don't leave all the chapter for a chance. Be clear with most of the, whichever you can learn, put your time to that, do hard work, learn everything, whichever you can, do your maximum. Okay. If you are doing your 50%, other 50% will come to you. Definitely it will come to you. So nothing to worry. Everyone is going to win this exam. Then another one, maintain consistency. Okay. So if you have reached a point where you will feel that you are thorough with everything, and it is okay to, if you are not studying for a few days, that is also okay. That is a fine technique actually, to relax your mind. But over the last few months of preparation, you have developed the habit of studying for hours. And if you stop, you might not be able to focus when you start it again. Okay. So making revision a part of your daily habit. So revision of some topics will be tough for you, and some topics will be difficult to remember. So such topics you just revise, just like the flowchart, graph and all. Make that as a habit, so that such kind of information will be stored in a better way. So you can reduce the number of hours that you are spending for revision on a day if you are clear with all the chapters. Okay. Relax your mind, relax your brain, and whatever way you're going for relaxation, like you may be watching movie, or you may be listening to music. So such things you can apply there. Okay. Relaxation is a very important thing after studies, that I want to mention. After your study time, you have to relax. Complete relaxation will not give you any result. Studies, then relaxation. Okay. Then another thing is cement the gap. Like while solving the mock test and sample papers, you will come across some topics that are a part of syllabus, but the book which you were using, or the preparation notes from which one you have made, that topic is not included in that book, especially in the case of numerical questions you will get. So when you discover that you do not understand such a particular set of question, that is the time to fix such type of question by taking the help of mentors or seniors, or you can use other books or other videos. Now for everything you have source, right? In internet, if you are searching for each and every question, you'll get answer, and so many explanation videos will be there, and you can take the help of your teachers. So however, you are getting enough time and enough resources to clear your doubts, right? So utilize the last few days for such things. Then last minute preparation tip you can say about mock test. I'm saying the average frequency of solving mock test for most NEET aspirant is twice or thrice a week. So during the last few days before the examination, I'm advising you that not take any mock test just before the exam, that's previous days of exam and all. Don't go for that. So go through a mock test which is earlier before that, and decide the exam taking strategy according to that. Okay, so and that will help you people to be aware of the persistent mistakes and to avoid such mistakes on the examination day. Okay, from which part? See, if you're attending the exams, you will be clear with, okay, physics part is tough for me, chemistry part is, that portion is tough for me, biology is tough for me. In biology, zoology or botany, which questions you are able to answer in a faster way. And physics, if you are taking more than 1 hour, and chemistry you are taking more than 1 hour, that and all you can make out through this mock test. But just before the exam or the previous day of exam, don't go for that mock test. By chance, the mock test paper is tough, you will lose your confidence. So don't do such foolish things, but be prepared for the exam. One mock test paper is not going to change your life. Then know the exam taking instructions. See, NTA that has released the instruction to attempt the new exam pattern, how the OMR sheet we need to fill, and what are all the instructions. I'm telling you very clearly, read the instructions very clearly. And again, you're getting confused. Take the help of the invigilator, because invigilator is there to help you. You can take the help. And according to NEET 2024 exam pattern, total number of questions it is 200, and you have to attempt 180. And section B, only 10 questions out of 15 questions. In case you attempt any extra question, you will not be awarded any extra marks. And even though those answers are correct, they are not going to evaluate that. So you must not waste your time for attempting that extra questions, and the selected questions which you are going to, the 10 questions you need to attend, right? So select those questions very carefully and ensure that the accurate answers you have marked. Clear? Next, the most important thing, believe in yourself. You have to believe in yourself. See, repeatedly I'm saying the last few days, you should not get panic. And don't think that you didn't prepare well. Believe yourself. You have prepared well. You have to make sure that maximum whatever you can do, that you have done. You have prepared well, and don't doubt yourself whether you remember everything, that whatever you have read in the past few months, and this is not going to help you. I'm getting confused. Don't keep such thoughts in your mind. And the key to stay calm in these few days of NEET exam preparation, that is, believe yourself. You know which topic is easy for you, which topic is tough for you. So believe yourself, and you have to keep faith in the hard work that you have done, and don't doubt yourself. See, I have spent, for each chapter I have spent this much time, and in that, in each and every chapter, 90% of the chapter I'm clear with those chapter. You should be clear first. Okay. Then another one which I want to say is subject-wise order of attempts. See, the subject-wise order of attempt, we can say that if you some students will be writing the exam in the same pattern, like which subject is there first. From first question, they'll go to first session, they'll go to next session. So in an orderly way, they want to write the exam. That and all your wish, because in whichever way you are satisfied, in that way you can. But here, biology first, chemistry, then physics. In that way, what you are saying is, I have clearly explained the distribution of time, right? Biology, the question pattern will be in that way. Direct questions will be there. So if you are spending 40 to 45 minutes or maximum 50 minutes, you can solve the biology questions. Then next chemistry questions will be little bit easier compared to physics. Then go to chemistry questions, attend that, then move to physics. So this is, everything is according to your preference. Okay. So still, it is important that if you want to follow an order in which you are comfortable, you can choose that. Okay, and you can select some previous year question papers, and in different way you can attempt. You can try with different way, like first chemistry, first physics, according to your choice. And you try to find out in which way it is easy, like less time consuming way. Which one is that? Okay. And next tip is subject wise order of attempt. See, theory-based questions you will get mostly from biology part, and then come sometimes in chemistry also you will get. So easiest and most scoring subject, that is biology in NEET exam, and you are getting more number of questions in biology. And physics, you know that problems may come, so that involves problem-wise questions, so that require a lot of time. So to minimize the timing on biology, you try that. That will be a bonus for physics and chemistry questions. Okay. So 50 minutes for biology or 60 minutes for chemistry. Then you can take 80 minutes for physics. Clear? Then also 10 minutes will be there for you to recheck all those things. Right? Then next, order of choosing different sections of chemistry. See, in chemistry, again, you will get another thing like inorganic chemistry. That will be best and easiest scoring part. Okay, direct questions will be there and direct concepts will be there. So that everything will be based on memory. Okay, see, everything, whatever I'm saying, it is based on students. Some students will be very clear with the organic chemistry part. They can go for that part. Okay, and some students will be clear with the physical chemistry or problem-based questions. If they are, that kind of questions will be easy for them, means definitely they should choose. It is your choice. Okay, because no mentor knows the student well. Right? Here I'm sitting and speaking about the pattern, but you will be comfortable with another pattern because you will be good in problems, so that you can go for such way of attending the exam. Okay, then one thing, for whichever type of student or whichever pattern you are choosing, read the questions carefully. While reading, understand the questions, and first thing, before facing the questions, the concept should be clear. And if there is a numerical question and it is a difficult one, in the rough work space, do the rough work, confirm the answer, then you go for. Don't go for guesswork. Okay. Then time management, we said 180 questions, 200 minutes to solve. So according to the time management, which we have said earlier, try with that, and 10 minutes you will get an extra. Recheck all the answers, and still you want to go for some questions, you can go. Then leave some uncertain question, like some confusing questions, or if you're not clear with the answer, it's a bit confusing, means don't go for such questions. First, all the questions you are very sure about, and the uncertain questions or unclear questions, you leave those questions. Solve the questions which you are sure about, and if you are having extra time, go for the other questions which you are not answered. Okay. Then attend the confusing questions at the end, and don't stick to one question for a long time. So if you're feeling like the one problem you're doing, you're feeling that it's taking so much time, just go to the next question. Don't waste your whole time for that next one question. If you're writing the 14th question and it's a problem based question and you are taking more than 4 to 5 minutes for one question, just leave, skip the question, mark the question, skip the question, and go to the next one, because next 4 or 5 questions will be the direct answered questions. Okay, so you can mark here, instead of spending 4 questions, there you can answer 4 or 5 questions which is having direct answer. So there you are getting, for each question you are getting 4 marks. Okay, so such kind of ideas you should get. In that time you should not get confused. So then avoid the chance of negative marking, that I want to tell. Misinterpretation of question, wrong answer which you are marking, then calculation mistake, wrong formula which is using, such silly mistakes try to avoid, and there is a chance of negative marking through such mistakes. So avoid such chances. Okay, and here we are saying like recheck the answer and avoid negative marking and avoid simple mistakes. Okay, so be clear, be confident. Each and every, again I'm saying, each and every student is different. Your capabilities are different, your mental strength is different. So first thing and important thing, be confident. Everybody can clear. If you are prepared well, you can clear the exam, and you know your strength and weak points. So be confident with the strong points, or the way in which chapter you are good, in which chapter or which topic you are good. Prepare more confidently and attend more confidently those portions first. Then according to your wish, you can plan your exam, but keep a time limit for everything. Don't say that you didn't get time to attend one question. That's the important thing you need to keep. And here I have given all the advice which I felt like positive thing. So you should apply your own ideas while attending the exam. So if you're working hard, definitely your dreams will come true. So work hard, stay focused, and make your NEET dream a reality. Still you have time. Those who are ready for the exam, get ready, prepare your mind, be cool. And again I'm saying, from your side, you give your 100%. Definitely a good result will be waiting for you if you are giving your 100%. So all the best for your exam, all the very best for your exam. Everyone is going to win. Believe yourself. Thank you.
At the University of Arizona, we believe everyone is born with wonder. Where will your wonder take you, and what will it make you? The University of Arizona, wonder makes you. Start your journey at Wonder
24 exam aspirants to understand how to approach the NEET paper. So that is all about we will discuss in this session. But before going to the actual discussion, here it is important to understand that whatever we are discussing here, whatever tips or tricks we are discussing to assist the students, the pointers that we are providing to the exam aspirants, this is our best intention for any student, so that you people can excel in the NEET exam. But it is also important to remember that you are studying in different environment, in different situations. For every students there is different psychology operating. So that is why you have to use at the end of the day your own judgment, and that is obviously beneficial for you. So keep faith in yourself and also try to understand whatever we are discussing. That we hope it will be helpful for you, but still you should use your own judgment. Fine. So keep faith in yourself and let's start. So here first we'll try to understand the NEET exam overview before going to the discussion of tips and tricks. So NEET 2024 exam overview, if we see, it is not very different from the other years, but still we will just have a quick discussion related to it. So the full form of this NEET, it is National Eligibility Entrance and then test, NEET. And the exam organizing body is NTA, full form is National Testing Agency. This is obviously a national level of exam, and the date is obviously all of you know this about, but still we will like to mention it, and that is 5th May 2024. What is the timing? That is the duration is 3 hours 20 minutes. So you can say it is 200 minutes, right? And unlike the JEE exam or advanced exam, this time it is offline, or you have to answer it in OMR mode. So that is very important difference if you compare with the other two similar type of exam. And the courses in which admission is possible through this exam, as you can see here, MBBS, BDS, and the colleges in which admission is possible through this exam, that is all medical colleges in India. So this is the NEET 2024 exam overview. And once we know about this overview, next we will see the exam pattern. That is the timing we have already seen, but the subjects, the sections, and how many questions are there for each subjects, what are the marks for each subject, whether there is any negative marking or not, that we will discuss in this part. Okay, so here you can see physics, chemistry and biology. Now under biology there will be botany and zoology. Now for botany and zoology, this will also be treated just like physics and chemistry if you look at the number of questions, right? So from the point of view of number of questions, as if there is total 4 different subjects, though these two together obviously biology. Now that's for each subject, physics, chemistry, botany and zoology, there will be 2 sections, and that is common, section A and section B for each of these 4. And the number of question from section A, it will be 35, and from B it will be total 15 question, right? So total 35 and it will be 50, so 4 into 50, total 200 question. Now look at the mark section, 4 for each question, and if you consider it 4, so 35 multiplied by 4, it will be 140, and 15 multiplied by 4, now it is 60. But why it is 40? Because you just have to answer 10 question. So though there is total 15 question for in the section B, but 5 questions you don't have to answer, you just have to answer 10. But compulsory questions if you consider section A. So based on that, if it is 10, so 10 into 4, it will be total 40 marks, right? So 140 plus 40, it will be 180. So total, in total, it will be 720 marks if you answer all the question. That is the maximum possible marks you can obtain. Now section A, as I have mentioned, that all the 35 questions are compulsory. So 35 into 4, it will be 140. And for section B, which is containing 15 questions, but you just have to answer 10. Only 10 to be attempted by you. So it will be again 4 into 10, it will be 40, and 180 marks for each. Right? So marking scheme is plus 4, but there will be negative marking for each wrong answer, whether it is section A or section B. Now, a total of 200 MCQs questions will be there. That means you will have 4 options, you just have to select one of them. Now, out of which you just have to answer 180 MCQs. So you can see here 20 questions will be there extra, and all these extra 20 questions, that is from section B. So in section B you have that is out of 15 you just have to answer 10. So 5, 5, 5, 5, 4 for all these 4 subjects. So 5 into what is 20 questions that you don't have to answer. So that is why 180 MCQs basically you have to answer maximum, not more than that. Now suppose in section B by mistake if you have attempted more than 10 questions, then what will happen? Only the first 10 questions will be considered. So you just have to be very careful. Suppose by mistake you have answered more than 10, and suppose the 12 number question you are very sure about, but as the first 10 questions will be considered, then this last 12 number question or 11 number question, that too will not be considered. even if you are sure about it. Okay, so be very careful. Only the first 10 questions will be considered if by mistake you have answered more than 10 questions, and that is for section B. So once the answers are marked on the NEET OMR sheet, that is the answer sheet, you cannot change it. Okay, so that is very important. We will also discuss it separately, that is how to fill the OMR sheet properly. If you have any doubts, it will be completely clear. Fine. So this is the NEET exam pattern for each of these 4 subjects: physics, chemistry, botany and geology. Now we will talk about the actual tips that you can follow when you will be in the exam hall. Suppose you are in the exam hall, and what are the things that you have to keep in mind, that we are going to discuss now. So tip 1, order of attempt. So there will be, as you have seen, physics, chemistry, and under biology there is geology and botany. But preferred order of attempt, you can follow this order: biology, chemistry, and then physics. Now, I will always suggest, though I am saying that maintain this, but still it is important that you follow an order that with which you are comfortable. I am just giving this idea so that it can help you. But as I have said, there is different psychology for each of you. You are studying in different environment. Maybe you are more comfortable with physics. You can solve it very easily. You are more confident about it. Your preparation is very good with it. Then you can go for it. But in general, if we say, you can maintain this order. Now, to understand it in a better way, that is with which you are more comfortable, if you are still in doubt, what you can do, I can say that you can select some previous year questions, okay, and you can try different order of attempts. So suppose in one attempt you are solving biology questions first, that is you are simply maintaining this order that I have mentioned here, and then you have selected other day, you have selected some other previous year's questions, and then you are putting chemistry first, biology, physics. So if you try different orders and then just try to understand which way you are more comfortable. Your comfort level is the thing that actually matters. Not that I am saying that you just have to blindly follow it, no. But it is in general, this order is maintained. Check which order works best for you and just follow that. Now why this order I am saying? Because what happens in biology, there is theoretical based questions. So better you don't have to do any numericals, and in chemistry there is both theoretical, numerical, and in physics mostly numerical. So based on that I am just mentioning this preferred order, but again it depends on you, right? Now I will say there is an alternative method possible. It is not that you just have to solve all the biology questions, then all the chemistry questions, and then all the physics. No, that is not important. Alternatively, you can do one more thing. So the alternative thing that I am going to say, that you can solve easy question first across all the 3 subjects. So easy question means, what I mean by easy question, you are 100% sure of the answers. Those are easy questions for you. Now for easy question, just solve for biology, all the easy questions of biology, all the easy questions of chemistry, all the easy questions of physics. Then you go for the mid-level question, that is you can solve with some effort. You are not 100% sure, but it is not very difficult for you. You just have to give some time and then you can solve it. So that is a mid-level question. And then there is difficult question. You just have no idea how to solve those questions. So you can, obviously these 2 you have to go first. So here what it means by easy question, mid-level question, difficult question, you can see here. And you can go for easy question first across all the 3 subjects. And once you have done it, it will obviously boost your confidence. So this is another way, alternative way. It is possible that you solve all the biology questions or all the chemistry questions first if you are comfortable with it. But this is another way, another thought process that also you can apply. Now it is obviously up to you. Just try to understand which way you are more comfortable. That only you can decide, not anyone else, right? So this is the order of attempt. Now come to the tip number 2, subject wise time management. Suppose you have already decided that I will finish physics first or biology first. In that case, how you will do the time management? Now, as if we talk about the previous order that I have mentioned, that is biology, then chemistry, and then physics. So easiest and most coding subject is biology because it is mostly theory based questions, hardly have to do any numericals. Then chemistry, there will be some theory based questions and you also have to solve some numericals. So it is mixed type. And physics requires a lot of rough work, right? So it involves numericals. So that is the reason. If we consider these facts, then what we can do? Try to minimize the timing on biology. We will obviously see what more or less what in minute what time we can select, but we can also have to mention that try to minimize the timing on biology because there is no numericals. So this time that you have saved, it can act as a bonus for the other two subjects, physics and chemistry. So that is why I am saying that try to minimize the timing on biology. Now if we actually talk about the time, the tentative maximum timing, we have 3 hours 20 minutes, right? So 200 minutes. So 50 minutes for biology, 60 minutes for chemistry, 80 minutes. So see how the time is increasing. It is increasing because as we know, physics requires a lot of numericals. Now 50, 60 and 80. If you consider in this way, it is 190, right? Now 190 and you have 3 hours 20 minutes, that is 200 minutes. Still you have 10 minutes extra. Now why I am saying to save these 10 minutes extra? So though 10 minutes is still there, but still just stick to this timing, stick to this format. Why I am saying so? It is because when you will actually sit in the exam hall and you are thinking that 50 minutes for biology, but still you will see somehow it will be increased, right? The timing the probability is like that. So it is better if you keep your target that I will spend not more than 50 minutes, maybe you will spend 55 minutes. Okay, so that is why I am saying if you keep the target like this, there will be some extra timing still you will need. And also some time extra we should save, because sometimes what happens, some questions, suppose you are in doubt and you have left them because you want to again come back to those questions and want to solve. So for that purpose also, if you keep some time extra by maintaining to this format, it is obviously good. So that is why keep some timing extra. So if this 50, 60, 80 in general I am saying. So biology, even if it is not 50, 60, 80 as per you, but still try to keep minimum time for biology because it is theory based. And physics requires more time because you have to solve numericals, right? You have to handle different data. That is the reason we have this type of tentative maximum timing. So this is subject wise time management. Tip number 3, read question carefully. This is very, very important. You know, if you have understood a question properly, then you can consider as if it is already half solved. A well read and well understood question is the first thing that when you are facing a question, right? So you have to read it very carefully. Don't think that you are wasting your time. You have to focus on it. You have to read it carefully, and especially if it is numericals, the data that you sometimes provided, sometimes there is extra data provided, and so don't think that you have to utilize everything. Though most of the time the required data are given, you have to utilize everything, but you have to read it very well and you have to understand the question, because if it is misunderstood, you have made some mistake to understand the question, it may be that you are thinking that you are giving correct answer, but the basic thing you have made the mistake that you have not understood the question clearly, so that is you are giving wrong answer. Otherwise you have knowledge to answer the question, so this will be a silly mistake. So that is why reading question carefully, it is very, very important. Now if the question is not theoretical, if it is numerical, especially when it is a difficult question, what you should do, write all the given data, the values, the reaction conditions if it is chemistry in your rough work. So don't neglect the rough work. in the draft sheet, just write all the data values clearly so that everything is in front of you and you can see everything clearly. So when all the given data you can see clearly, then only you will be able to find the pattern based on which you will solve the question. So for numerical, writing the data is very important, and even if it is not numerical, suppose it is theoretical and there is lots of informations are given and you have to combine all the information and you have to reach a conclusion, then also I will suggest you can write by applying minimum time as possible, so that everything is in front of you. And why I am saying so, because our brain works in that way. When there is some visual representation in front of you, it will be easier for you to understand it, to grasp the idea, than the mental representation. So if you are reading a question, you are thinking something. Suppose you have not written anything on the paper. If you are thinking something, now that is only by applying mental representation. I am not saying that will not work. That may work, but for that your preparation level should be such that just by imagining you will be able to answer. But suppose if you are not, if you are thinking that if I write it, it will be better for me, then I will suggest just write it. And the reason is that there will be visual representation, and it is our brain works in that way, that it is easier for us to understand. So obviously, even if you are not doing it for theoretical, but if it is numerical question, you should do it, right? Especially for physics. Next, so what happens? Suppose, just as for example, I am saying, suppose in chemistry question, if there are two temperatures, so you can write that T1 is this, then T2 is this, then there is some suppose rate constant values are given K1, K2, then you have to find the activation energy. So if the known variables, the known data, it is in front of you, it will be easier for us to understand which one is not there. And also, in this tip, that is, read question carefully, be very careful about the unit. Suppose sometimes the data are given, but you have to do some unit conversion. But without doing the unit conversion, you are putting the variables directly in the formula, then also there is a mistake. So you have to be careful, and also check that all the units, suppose you have put x, y, z, different variables, and there is different units for each of these. So combining all the units, some units will be cancelled. So the remaining unit, whether it is matching with the unit of your answer, that is also will be helpful for you. So when you are combining the units of all these three variables, and suppose you are trying to find an unknown variable, so just try to check that after cancelling all the units, whatever units are left, it is the correct unit for the unknown variable which you are trying to find. Okay? So read question carefully. Clean rough work. Do not neglect your rough work. As I have mentioned before, that if you have numerical question, you should write all the data, the given data, and in the draft sheet. Now, rough work, it must be neat and clean with identification of question number. So suppose this is your draft sheet and you are solving question number 6. So for question number 6, this is your rough work. Then question number 6 is complete. Then it is question number 10. Then again you have written something. So everything, at a first glance it may seem that you are wasting time, but it will not take much time. If you are confident enough, you can go for it. Rough work, even if you don't do it properly, but still it is important to give importance to this rough work with proper identification of question number. It is not that you are somehow solving it on the one side of the paper and then you are doing it on the other corner, doing it here. So it should not be like this. There should be a proper maintenance. Now why I am saying so? Because sometimes it may be that you start working on question and you are leaving it halfway because if you are not very comfortable with it, you are not confident about it. Now if you have some time left after finishing the other questions with which you are confident, suppose you want to come back to that question. So what happens? Suppose you have done until 3 to 4 steps. Now you are coming back and you want to solve that from that point. not from the start again. Because if you want to start it from again, it will be completely waste of time. So you have, suppose total 4 steps are required and you are stuck at 3rd step. Now you are coming back because you still have some time left after finishing the your questions that with which you are confident with. Now you have again have reached this question. Now the 4th step you will be able to do easily because the 3rd step that you have done before, it is clear, you can easily see it. So you don't have to do 1st step, 2nd step, 3rd step again. So that is why I am saying it should be clean enough. Now it depends on you. Even suppose if it is not, I am thinking that it is not clean, but to you it is clean because you can understand your handwriting in a better way. So it is up to you. Just I am saying that try to do the rough work in such a way that if somehow you are leaving it halfway, you can again come back so that you can start solving from that point where you have left if you are revisiting. So that is the reason. At the end of the paper with limited time, such partially solved answer can help you. You must take multiple mock tests to master these strategies. Obviously, if there is some time left, you can still try to do this because it is also a strategy, right? So if you really want to master it, you can take the help of mock tests. These are really helpful. Now the last tip is properly fill OMR answer sheet. Fill all the details of OMR answer sheet properly without any overwriting because it is computer readable. So if you are doing any other extra mark which is not desired, or if you are overwriting, obviously that will lead to rejection. So here, for example, you can see, suppose 4 options and you have selected 2 answers. So this is obviously incorrect. Then one answer you have written fully, another one is like this, incorrect. Then you should not put simply a tick mark like this. This is also incorrect. You have to completely fill it. Then if you are not completely filled it, see it is still there is some space left. This is also not the right way. Now this is the correct way. As you can see, this is cleanly it is filled, right? Do not write anything else on the OMR sheet. Your purpose is just to fill this, and obviously you have to write your name. That is different. I am talking about these answers. So if you write anything else on the OMR sheet, or if you are using some white ink to erase the option that you have selected, so that you should not do. Do not make any specific symbol or sign in the other that is except this 1, 2, 3, 4 options. If you are doing it some other space, that is obviously not right. And also you should not, if you are thinking you have made some mistake, do not scratch the paper. Okay, that is also very lead to rejection. Never leave the transfer of answer to OMR sheet at the end of the paper, as in a hurry you could end up mismatch of question number with answer number. So what happens, suppose you are sure about question number 1 but you are writing the answer, that is which option, in your rough work. You are not putting it in directly in the answer sheet because you are thinking that I will do it at the end, but you should not do it, because what happens, if you are leaving the answer in the rough sheet, you are not putting directly in the OMR sheet. Now when you will be in a hurry, time is already running, you could end up mismatch of the question number with answer number. So suppose answer number 8 you are putting on 10, or 10 you are putting on 8. So even after giving correct answer, if you do this mistake, it will be really it will not be good for you, right? So that is why don't do this. Directly put the answers in the question paper with which you are sure about, and do not scratch the paper, not at all, like this. And it will be something like this, and that will also may lead to rejection. So whenever you are solving a question, transfer the answer, obviously about which you are confident, immediately to the OMR sheet. Don't leave it on the rough work and don't think that I will come back to this. I will come back to this. That theory is only for those questions with which you are not comfortable, you are not confident. But when you are confident, directly put it in the OMR sheet, and only like in this manner. Only doubtful questions which you have planned to revisit must be held back. Otherwise, don't leave it anywhere. directly put in the OMR sheet. Fine. So that is all about in this session. Different tips and tips we have discussed. I hope it will help you to in the exam on 5th May. And at the end, we wish you all the very best for your exam. Whatever days are left, just work strategically, and also don't forget to relax. Keep faith in yourself. Thank you for your time.
Good evening to all of you. Hope all of you are doing very great. By now, you are well prepared for the Neet-UG 2024 exam. NTA has already displayed the city information. The admit is going to come very soon. So, you might be very excited for the exam day to come, right? However, my dear friends, even if you are very well prepared for the exam, unless you have an optimized exam writing strategy, it will be very difficult to perform up to the level of your best ability. In that case, you might have to lose your dream college. So, you must follow a very good exam strategy. On behalf of TeenEinstein Academy, I have come up with an optimized exam writing strategy, which I am going to discuss next few minutes. So friends, be with me. I know you might have already fixed your optimized exam strategy after writing so many test exams. In that case, I will honestly request you to stick to your own exam writing strategy. However, if you see some good suggestions or good points which may help you to enrich your exam writing strategy from my discussions, please take those points along. Before I discuss the exam writing strategy, let me remind you about some important facts of the exam. You know, in the exam paper there will be 200 questions and you will be given 200 minutes. Among 200 questions there will be 100 questions from biology, 50 questions from chemistry, and another 50 will be from physics. Out of 200 questions, you have to answer only 180 questions, and the total paper will be of 720 marks. Now you have left with very few days before the exam. So to perform well in the exam, during these days, you must follow some do's and don'ts. Among the do's, you should have a very healthy routine for the sleep, unless you may fall sick or you may lose your memory if you don't sleep properly during this time. Take healthy food to keep your body healthy. Without a healthy body, you may not be able to perform well in the exam hall. Regarding studies during this time, you should glance through a whole syllabus of biology and chemistry from the NCERT textbook without taking too much stress. Regarding physics, you might have come across so many formulas. I am sure that you have made one-page formula sheets for each chapter. Try to glance through those and remember the formulas. In case you have some typical concept to see, glance through those which you might have always some doubt, and better if you can glance through the chapter summaries from the NCERT textbook and try to remember all the informations you have so far gathered. But I will suggest you strongly not to learn anything new during this time, because that will increase your burden in the brain and you cannot retain those informations unless you revise them. So this is about the study. Apart from that, as soon as the admits are available in the NT site, download the admit card, get it printed, and keep all other documents to be ready during this time. You can keep your dress code also ready during this time. After getting the admit, you can try to get some information about the exam center regarding communication, etc. If possible, if it is not very far, you may visit once just to grow confidence. Now what you should not do is to lose your focus in any way. So better to avoid any kind of party like marriage party and other things, because that will drag your attention away from the subjects. During this time you should avoid discussing too many things with your friends, like what they have prepared, what you have not prepared, etc. That will just increase your pressure and tension, that's all. And too many new learning also will not be very much beneficial. As I said, without revision you may not be able to retain in your brain. Another thing is that you should not read whole night during this time. You should give proper rest to your brain so that the informations you have gathered so far will be retained in your brain and you can recall during the exam. The most important point is that you should go to bed early and you must get some 7 to 8 hours of sound sleep at the night before the exam day. This will make your brain very fresh and it will help you to think critically if there are very thoughtful questions, and also it will help you to recall your informations from the brain, from the memory. Okay, now on the exam day what you should do? There will be some tensions always. Being a student, even for us also it was there, but you should take it easy. Take bath in the morning, take light meal, and do not forget to take the necessary documents like admit card, I-card and other things before leaving for the exam center, and reach the exam center well before the gate closing time. This is very, very important, otherwise you will be so much confused. After reaching the center, do not stand in the sunlight. Sunlight during this summer season, it may drain your energy level. Drink plenty of water, fresh fruit juice, that will keep your energy high. You can carry a single page formula sheet if you like, but do not see too many things during this morning before the exam, otherwise that will make your brain tired and you may not be able to think during the exam properly. So better to be calm and quiet and keep the positive mindset always. That will solve your 50% of the problems. If you keep the positive mindset that you are going to crack, you are going to solve whatever questions, like how much ever tough questions or typical questions may come. So that positive mindset is very, very important to score well, to do well in the exam. Now, after entering the exam hall, you should take the allotted seat and try to be within yourself without much scattering of your mind. Do not discuss too many things. In case you require, you do not discuss anything with anyone in the exam hall. Keep your confidence very, very high and try to be very, very calm and quiet so that your mind will be focused. To keep your focus full, you can meditate or pray God so that by His grace you may apply your right knowledge at the right time. Now, after getting the paper, what you should do? You should not panic first of all. Do not panic. You have practiced well. You have given many test exams. So why to worry? Just take a deep breath and start filling your details in the OMR sheet, like name, roll number, signature, etc. And in the OMR sheet there will be some boxes to write your name and roll number above the bubbles where you have to fill, right? So in those boxes you should write without any mistake your roll number, your name and signature you have to do, okay, without any mistake. And while filling the bubbles you should be very, very careful so that you do the fill without any mistake. However, by chance if you do any mistake, do not get panic then, because paper is not going to be rejected as these details will be checked manually. So what I'm saying is that if you somehow fill wrongly the bubbles after writing your information like name and roll number, basically the roll number you have to fill out over there. So if you by mistake do something wrong over there, you should not get panicked, because your paper will not be rejected by that, as these information, roll number, name, signature, this will be verified manually. Okay, so be calm and quiet. Thereafter you have to scan the whole paper, question paper, to check whether all the pages are available, whether rough sheets are attached to your paper or not. If the question paper is somehow faulty, you have to inform the invigilator. After filling your details, within 15 minutes start answering the question paper. Okay, now while answering the question, selection of questions is another important fact. You know, in each subject there will be section A and section B. All the questions you have to answer for section A, and in section B you have to answer 10 questions out of 15. And in the question paper there could be 3 types of questions. What are those? First type may be short, easy to solve, and you have practiced this type of questions during your preparation many times. Second type of questions, these questions may be familiar, easy to solve, but these are lengthy. You have to do little bit more calculations. And third type of questions, which may not be familiar, but you have conceptual understanding. If you get time, you can try to solve. So I would suggest you to follow the approaches of 2 rounds while answering the questions in each subject. In the first round, you should answer those questions which are short, less calculative, very familiar to you, and do those as soon as possible, as fast as possible, without doing any mistake, so that you at least secure some obvious marks. In the second round, you take those questions which are familiar and lengthy questions, but you can solve them properly. And the third type of questions will be actually very less in the paper. See, some 80 to 90% will be these 2 type of questions, and some 10 to 20% will be the third type of questions in the NEET exam. Okay, if everything goes according to our assumptions, but obviously this varies according to your preparations as well. And the questions which are totally unknown to you, I will suggest you to skip, because if you try again and again, you will lose time. You will lose time as well as marks also for the other questions. Now if you want to revisit some questions, take the third rounds. Okay, if time permits, come in the third round and then solve them. I would suggest you to solve 2 types of questions as soon as possible. Fill the OMR sheet and read all the questions given in the paper. If some questions are really unknown to you, cross them like this, which you do not want to see at all again, and encircle some questions if you want to revisit them. And after second rounds, you fill the OMR sheets and then you go for the third rounds and try if time permits you. But you should not waste time if you do not know any question. Right away you should skip and go for the next question. That will help you to score better, because this is competitive exam, there will be negative marking as well. Now paper attempting sequence or approach is also very important to score better. So my suggestions will be to start with your strongest subject, and I believe biology must be the strongest subject for you, because you have chosen the medical line. By default you will know better biology than other subjects. So you must solve the biology paper, all botany, zoology, etc. within 40 to 50 minutes along with OMR filling. During solving the biology paper, you should try to solve 3 to 4 questions per minute, and your mood must be very aggressive. At the same time, you have to balance the accuracy and speed as well, and strictly follow this instruction that skip the question which is taking more than 20 seconds. here you should not recall or rethink too much, which will just waste your time. But I'll suggest you to read all the questions before you go for the second subject. Now, in the second subject, some people may go for physics, some people may go for chemistry according to their convenience. Like some people may be very much strong in physics and some are very much strong in chemistry. But my suggestions will be to go with the chemistry paper, because the inorganic and organic part will be containing hardly any numerical problems, so most of them will be informative. Try to finish off this inorganic and organic part within 25 to 30 minutes along with OMR filling. And let me tell you, the physical part you can do with physics, because there will be numerical questions, analytical questions as well. So typically in physical part there will be 15 questions, so you have to answer organic and inorganic chemistry some 30 questions. Okay, so this time is enough if you go with 2 or 3 questions per minute. Now at last you take the physical chemistry and physics part. See, you have already passed 50 minutes and 30 minutes, so total 80 minutes you have already passed. So you are left with 2 hours. Okay, 120 minutes. So here you have to answer some 45 plus 15, right? So some 60 questions. Okay, so basically you will have 105 minutes, because 15 minutes for filling your details. So take 80 to 90 minutes along with filling the OMR to solve these 2 papers. In case of physics, you will have numerical as well as analytical information questions, same in case of physical chemistry also. So the numerical questions, you should be able to solve at least 2 numerical questions in 3 minutes. That means 1.5 minutes per numerical questions. That will be actually optimal. Okay, so if you are able to do this in 90 minutes, so you have, see, some more minutes remaining over here, right? Some 15-20 minutes you will be having. Okay, so during this time you can go for third rounds. Okay, third rounds where you have encircled the questions and want to revisit. So 15-20 minutes you can actually save for revision. Okay, now I can give you some subject specific suggestions, like while solving biology, organic and inorganic chemistry, you should follow do or leave policy. You should not revisit during the first round or even the second round. Whatever comes first, do as soon as possible and go ahead. Do not think too much, otherwise it will take unusual time and it will be wastage of time. Try to read all the questions. In case of physics, you should be very careful in reading the question itself, otherwise you will not be able to understand. You should be very attentive also while reading. Better to point your pen or index finger while reading the question. You should not go very fast or you should not hop, and you should note down the informations given. You should do a very neat and clean calculation in the rough sheet so that you can go back and see. And in the rough sheet you may do some kind of box like this and give the question number properly, suppose question 5 and question 6 etc., and do the rough work over here very neatly so that you can come back and see if you have some doubts later. Okay, While answering the section B, the first 10 questions you attempt will be considered for evaluation. So be careful. You should choose the short and easy questions like graphical questions and short numerical and questions which you are very familiar. Thereafter you choose the tough questions or lengthy questions. So this strategy may help you to score better. Now, even if you are very good in solving problems, etc., but sometimes few silly mistakes brings you down, and for that you may not be able to score better. So to avoid the silly mistakes, what you should do, you should make a list of the mistakes, make a list of silly mistakes you generally do during the test exams, and glance through those before the exam day. And see, there are few points I'll mention over here which are the point of silly mistakes. Like in the question, sometime you might be given to calculate the change in quantity, but you are writing the absolute quantity. Sometime angle will be given with horizontal, sometime it will be given with the vertical. So wherever there is angle in the question, you should be careful and checking whether it is given with respect to vertical or horizontal. Sometime in the question you will be asked to find out the incorrect option rather than asking the correct option. So in that case you should not answer the correct options, okay? You should be very careful while reading the questions. And the most common silly mistakes everyone does is the units. So you should be considering the proper unit during solving the problem, and sometime you may have to change the units as well. So some tips to avoid the silly mistakes: just write down the informations or underline the informations, do neat rough work, read all the options given in the question before finalizing your answer, underline the important part of the questions, and as I said earlier, you may point your finger while reading. After answering or after solving the questions, you must give some dot marks or some indicating mark to the correct option. This will help you to fill the OMR sheet correctly, and always cross check the answer you have got before filling the OMR sheet. Now, how to fill the OMR sheet and what are the precautions you should take before filling the OMR sheets. So there may be many ways to fill the OMR sheet, but the best way to fill the OMR sheet is section wise. For first two subjects, suppose you are answering biology and chemistry first. So for these two, first solve the questions of section A and fill the OMR sheets, and then solve the section B, fill the OMR sheet for that section. For the chemistry also like that you have to do. But for the third subject or the last subject you are attempting, you must fill the OMR sheet either question by question or after solving every 5 questions. Otherwise you may come across short of time and fill wrongly. And before filling the OMR sheet, you should give a tiny dot like this. So suppose in the question number 1 I have got the option 1, so let me give dot like this. It's just tiny dot, and then just go to the question paper and see whether you have chosen the correct options here or not. Okay, once you are assured, then you fill this, and while filling, see, you must draw the boundary first. Okay, and fill it from outside to inside. Okay, like this or like this, so that you don't cross the boundary. But however, if you cross the boundary little bit, not wrong answer. See, if it goes up to here, fine, but if it overlaps with this other option, then there is a problem. Okay, and while filling, you should always utter, like, see, question number 3, option number 4. So you just utter question 3, 4, option 4, question 3, option 4, question 4, option 3. Like that you should utter while filling the OMR sheet. Okay, and the caution is that you should not fill the OMR sheet at the end. See, all 180 questions you have to fill at the end. It is really very, very risky. You know, sometimes you may take longer time than your allotted time for the questions to answer, and in that case, even if you answer good number of questions, if you are not able to fill it properly, then you are losing marks. And one more point is that while filling section wise, then you should not miss the section, like you should not mistake the sequence. Suppose I am telling question number 1, option 2. So instead of marking here, I just mark question number 1 and the option 2. But this option 2 may be, like, question number 2 may have your correct option here. So if you jump the sequence, then also your whole answer sheet or OMR sheet will be wrongly filled. Be careful in that case also. So while filling section wise, if we very, very careful which number to which number you are filling, and corresponding to each question you have to give a dot and then cross check and then fill the OMR sheet. In that way you will be out of risk. So with this I will end my discussions over here. I hope there are few points at least which will help you to score better. Thank you for watching. I wish you all the best for your exam. Do well and achieve your goal. Thank you.